Greetings and welcome to Wizards of Fun. My name is Eric, and I've just returned from my wonderful trip to Las Vegas, Nevada for SCGCon 2025. I had so much fun, and while I'm still in the middle of editing the full recap video, I decided to upload this video with a little bit of a teaser of that video and also a full commentary over round 1 of the top 8 from day 3 of this Crossroads event. This video is special because it showcases an avatar that you do not see. It is very unconventional in constructed play, the Spellslinger. This avatar is generally used as the default avatar in limited matches. Sunny, also known as Good Luck Bad as his sorcery handle, plays against a Deathspeaker who is piloted by Joey G here in the top 8. Today, I'm joined by a guest who has been on the channel before. He goes by the handle of Portland Stew and is a local competitor here in the Portland, Oregon, Pacific Northwest area for Sorcery. This is Good Luck Bad versus Joey G. All right, thank you again, Portland Stew, for joining me to review this match.
Yeah, I'm so glad to be here. It's exciting. Get to watch some of the Vegas gameplay. I was bummed not to be there. I know you were there. How was the event?
I had a great time. If I had one more win, I would have joined these gentlemen in top 8. So overall, I was happy with how I did, but hopefully the next event we can go a little farther. But the top 8 had such a variety of avatars, as we can see clearly here.
Spread. Yeah, Deathspeaker and Spellslinger.
Spellslinger in the top 8. So I had to reach out to by the way, this is Sunny against Joey. Sunny is also known as Good Luck Bad on the Discord. I've interfaced with him a few times. We've played some games together. He tends to play a lot of water decks, so I've just kind of known him as that like water deck brewing sort of guy. And a few weeks ago before this event, he was playing Spellslinger, and I was so confused as a newer player why you would want to play that avatar. And he basically said that
Look at that. Draw 4 cards at the start.
Exactly, you draw 4.
I thought he was cheating for a second.
You don't see it a lot in constructed. And I wanted to ask him, like, what is it that he's looking for when that advantage of having that extra card? Like, what is there a specific combo of cards you're hoping to get? Is there a certain line you're trying to run? And he said basically being able to play like the mixes and some of the potions in the deck, having a 4th card makes them, in his words, it allows you to play combos and mixes without crushing your hand down super badly and losing tempo. Is his justification for running a 4th card, and it clearly did him well because he went really far.
Well, and it's interesting already watching the mulligans. Like, we got Joey's hand, we can see, and Joey's playing a very classic Deathspeaker build, definitely with some cool, unique touches, like running the Monstrous Lions, which are just great cards. But he's gonna mulligan his Nimbus Djinn because it's too early in the game for that sort of classic Death's Door combo move. Oh, and he decided to keep the Wizard's Den. He was thinking about mulliganing that because I'm sure he wants to hit all 3 of his thresholds. So that's interesting. He kept the Wizard Den. But yeah, Good Luck Bad. Really interesting deck, and just the ability to dig. He likes going, I've heard in an interview that he likes to go second to get that extra scry and plays lots of rivers to keep scrying because he's just digging for those mix bomb combo.
All right, so starting off with the Wizard's Den, he draws a card. Of course, Wizard's Den, later in the game, if it gets hit for any damage, he will have to discard a card. And coming in with, I believe that is a foil Winter River. Am I seeing? Yep, looks like he's scrying there.
That's some swag if I've ever seen some.
Flexing with the cool river. Of course, in Sorcery, there are basic autumn, summer, and spring rivers that are very, very common, but there's a kind of a winter river from the alpha set that's worth some more money. They all do the exact same thing. They're not necessary, but the winter's really cool. So right away we see that he plays Mix on turn 1. So just setting himself up to crack that for some sort of a spell later on. And then Joey follows up with, I believe, a Great Wall, which, correct me if I'm wrong, but
That
a
is,
Great... Go ahead.
yeah, that's wild. Great Wall is no threshold. Enemies can't cross the top border. So that means he kept 2 no threshold cards as the 2 of his starting sites, which that's a bold move.
It is,
Um,
especially considering looking at his deck. I mean, I'm looking at anything that has double threshold, like Highland Princess. I mean, maybe lower threat, but Morgana Le Fay is 3. Monstrous Lion's 2. I guess Dapper Vampire isn't 2 air threshold, but you're
yeah,
right. To keep the 2 with the... I mean, he's running 3 different colors. Looks like he's running air, a splash of
yeah.
earth,
Looks like
and fire.
yeah, he probably wouldn't be too sad if he didn't get Earth because the only thing he's really using it for is a couple berries and the Land Surveyor, which Land Surveyor is great in Deathspeaker. Gets you to draw 2 lands because of the Deathspeaker ability. Which I guess, yeah, so Deathspeaker, right? Its ability is uh, on your turn, once on your turn, you can play a minion in your cemetery that's dead and then immediately banish it afterwards, which effectively means any minion with Genesis, you can get 2 procs on its Genesis. Meanwhile, Good Luck Bad dropping 4 waters, so Good Luck
So,
Bad can play any card in his deck at this point
yeah,
on turn
quickly taking a look at
2.
his deck. The most expensive cards are 6 drops. So yeah, I mean the 4 waters, it decreases it by 4, I believe, and then the mix air by 3. So I mean, yeah, like you said, as long as he has 2 or 3 mana, he can cast anything he wants at this point.
Yeah, the Great Wall, though, coming in handy, setting up some defenses to start, keep the game slow, which is what Deathspeaker wants. And he got the Valley of Delight called air on that. So now he's got 1 air threshold with a desert in hand. So he's going to have air and fire, 1 of each.
And Great Wall
Let's see
is
what
just
good
a
luck.
perilous bridge, except that it's only enemies, correct?
Yeah, exactly. It's a perilous bridge just for your enemies. But any flyers, which I don't think. I'm trying to think if he runs any flyers, if Good Luck Bad runs any flyers. I mean, he's definitely got a couple swimmers. So if he can flood Great Wall, I think he could swim under the wall.
Mm. I suppose that's a good point. Even if you flood it, you still can't get through it. And it doesn't look like he has any flyers that I can see.
Yeah.
Just a lot of big creatures. Yeah, of course, it's all water. So I would imagine we're going to see him trying to flood or landing in Fate uh,
Yeah.
at some
Or
point in the
he's just
match here.
going around. Yeah. I mean, right now, if he can get a site, like when he plays his 4th site, he'll probably be able to get through unless Joey can put up a perilous bridge or something,
Mm.
which doesn't seem likely. And then it's big trouble. Uh, and yeah, he just played the Kelp Cavern. So yeah, for those watching who haven't stared at all these cards way too much yet, Kelp Cavern, you get to look at the bottom 3 cards of your spell book and pick 1 to put on top of your spell book. And that's what this Spellslinger deck is all about: is scrying and getting to sort of pick the best cards in your deck for the situation you're in and play them, right? And he's dropping a Lady of the Lake right now.
Very interesting because if I'm not
Yeah,
mistaken, you generally want to play this card when you already have something in the grave, but it looks like he doesn't mind playing
yeah,
this, and it looks like he's going submerged with it. Okay, so that does
yeah.
indicate
This
that at
is
some point he's
strange.
gonna start flooding. I don't know. That's
Or if
not
he's
what I
running
would have done.
swap. If he's running swap, I don't
That's
think he
true.
even is running. Because could swap, I don't have a copy of swap handy, but
Uh,
I don't think swap can target the subster. Oh, she's a spellcaster though, so she could cast swap. I don't know. Yeah, that's a weird play. I'm excited to see what the thinking is. Like maybe a transformation. Maybe he's gonna transform her because she can cast the spell, so she could cast shapeshift on herself.
yeah, I need to reread how swap is worded. Swap the location of a target minion or artifact with another target minion or artifact. But Like you
Yeah.
said,
So you're
if Lady is the one targeting, you could probably only target stuff on the subsurface, right? I would imagine.
Yeah, so you're going to be bound by region when you target with swap. So whoever's casting the swap, whatever region they're in, is the only region they can pick for targets.
So it's not
So he
unlimited
just
potential.
meanwhile, Joey used a desert to kill his own apprentice wizard so he could cast it again with Deathspeaker, get another card draw. So Joey's got lots of cards, and he does have some great answers in there. I think I see a Poison Nova in his hand, which could easily handle sort of the first big threat to come his way. And he's got a Black Plague, so if he can get that second air threshold, Captain Balthazar on the back
Ooh.
row. Oh,
All
so
right. So,
we know what's happening. You know, right?
yeah. So he's either going to follow it up with a Ruler of Unland, not Ruler of Unland. I'm sorry. What's the one I'm thinking of?
Ruler of
The
Thule.
Ruler of Thule, or he's also running Polar Explorers in his deck. So, one of
Yeah,
those.
Polar Explorers or Ruler Thule.
Yeah.
Oh, and he
Which.
just flooded Atlantean Fate, so now Deathspeaker has no air threshold.
Oh wow.
So
Yeah. So
Atlantean
now he
Fate,
has just Fire Threshold, and is that it?
that's it.
Because Valley of
And water
Delight
threshold. Yeah.
and Water. Yeah. But the 3 sites he put it that he put them on are all yep. And there's Lady of the Lake going underneath the Great Wall, which is now just Water Threshold. But it
Yeah.
also
And its
loses all of
abilities
its
are
abilities
gone.
anyways,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. So I guess it could be entered on the surface, but now it looks like Joey is stuck on a single Fire Threshold. So looking at his hand, I see a Vile Imp. I think he had a Dapperel Vampire, so he no longer has the air threshold to play that card. It seems like he has a lot of spells in his hand, though. I see a Black Plague. Like you said, a lot of answers to things, but maybe just not anything he wants to play right now. And even if he wanted to play a Black Plague here on, that intersection between the two minions on Sunny's side, he doesn't have the threshold to do it. So,
Yeah.
I got lost in my thoughts there. Has he drawn a card yet?
Yeah, it's
Is
a hard
this?
call. No, he's debating what to do. So I
Yeah,
think uh, good luck bad. Sunny has just passed turn after Atlantean Fate and dropping a Ring of Morrigan. Uh, Ring of Morrigan, the highest winning percentage card in the game, I think. In terms of if you play this card, your win rate goes up. Uh, and he drew a spell, not a sight.
I'm surprised by
I'm a
that. Does
little
that?
surprised. Yeah,
Yeah, I would have thought
I
if it
mean,
was me, I would have
it,
panicked, drawn a sight for sure. But I also didn't make
oh,
top
but he
eight,
can
so
play the infiltrate that he has in his hand. That's what
that's a
he's
good point.
considering. So he's got an infiltrate, and he's got the mana, the thresholds to play it. And if you've got the thresholds for the play you need, you might as well get that extra card. Is how I think a lot of players would approach that.
Now you'd think he'd go for Captain Baldassar, but it's actually in like such an unfortunate position. Well, I don't know. I for the infiltrate, I'm still kind of new with it because I believe the way it reads now is once it loses its stealth.
Yeah,
So you like if for example he was to infiltrate the Baldassar here, sure he prevents it from attacking himself, but are there ways that Sunny can get that stealth off of that unit and to get it back? Or I mean, I think infiltrate is essentially used to kind of just turn off a unit, and then you try to not use it if you can, because if you do, it ends up giving it back to your opponent. Correct?
yeah. I mean, ideally you use it in a way like I think everyone when you play an infiltrate, the two things you're hoping to do after aside from just turning off their unit is get their unit to trade with another one of their units. Like if he infiltrates either of those units, they're both 3 power. And so in theory, he could use one on the next turn to kill the other. And he took
That makes
her.
sense.
Yeah. I think the reason he took the Lady of the Lake is that with Captain Balthazar, as soon as he attacks, he loses stealth. Attack resolves, Balthazar goes back into the control of the other player. And so I think Balthazar's ability would actually be under the control of the original player at that point. and so they'd get to play a
Oh.
spell for free.
And Sonny with the
Yeah,
John Cena stealth token here. Very, very,
yeah.
very, very
And I think
clutch.
I hear them discussing that exact interaction of like, what happens when you attack with an infiltrated Captain Balthazar?
Yeah, and that's
Who
probably
gets
what
the
Joey was rereading the card for, I would imagine. Because realizing he
Yep.
only has the red threshold, he's like, what can I do? I can infiltrate, but wait a minute. Yeah, so I think you're right. I think they were discussing either amongst themselves or with a judge over there. I'm sure there's a judge over their shoulder at the moment.
Yeah,
That's really interesting.
it's wild.
Sonny
This
going
is
for a
a
spell.
Yep.
It's like he's tapping to play a site somewhere.
He's already got a foil slinger. I guess the basic foil slinger you can get as a death promo. Oh,
Oh,
bottomless
interesting.
pit. Oh no, that's
Maelstrom.
a
Nice.
maelstrom. Yeah,
Yeah, so
I got that.
Maelstrom, for those that don't know, it's essentially at the beginning of Sunny's turn, moving forward, anything within that body of water, he may have it pull all of the minions in one step toward the Maelstrom. So that would include his own minions, and now the Atlantean Fate is on the board. Currently, everything that is on the field is in the body of water. Oh, wow. So
Yeah.
Captain Baldassar comes in, and Sunny, I think, really quickly goes, ooh. Basically, he's allowed to play any of those
Yeah.
three cards. So
Yep.
grabs a core.
I think that's the only one he can afford from those cards. But Captain Balthazar against Deathspeaker is kind of a double-edged sword. I never thought about this, but you force your opponent to discard the spells. So now
Mm,
Joey's got those spells as fodder for his Deathspeaker's ability.
that's a really
So
good
even
point.
though he won't get to play them out of his hand, he gets a little upside, and that looks like a plague of frogs drop in.
Oh my goodness.
So two for Polar Explorers, one for Core, and then plague of frogs for one more.
And it looks like he's putting
That
them
that
all on his home site. I don't know if those are all some unsubmerged or they're all on top. I'm not sure, but
It
looks
looks
like
like they're all on the surface. I'm sure he's setting up for next turn if he's got a ruler or anything else that can buff the frogs. They could just run and hit on the backside of the realm now.
yeah, I think Ruler of Thule should be the only that or like Lord of Unland would help since it is in the
Oh
body of
yeah,
water.
Lord of
So
Unland.
yeah, that
Yeah,
would do
Lord
it
of
too.
Unland would turn them all into one power. So yeah, there's plays. Um,
Joey looking at
and I
his vampire here
yeah,
without threshold.
I mean he's in and like what with the frogs now, that Lady of the Lake is really just gonna sit there doing not much probably. He can try and walk her over to fight Balthazar, but no time. There's no way he can get the mana to cast Black Plague unless he had a disenchant or something. Which looks like I don't think he's even running any disenchants. So he's debating.
Yeah, you're right.
Oh, wait. Okay, so this looks like a misplay. He's discarding a car from the damage to Wizard's Den, but Wizard Den would be disabled by um, Atlantean Fate, I believe. So I
I
think
think
that's like
I can kind of slightly hear the match, and what I think I'm hearing is that the effect from Wizard's Den. Okay, I couldn't totally hear
Genesis.
that, but the judge basically it sounded like Joey was asking the judge like, well, the Wizard's Den is disabled, but they said that that effect, I couldn't quite hear it out, but it makes it sound like it's almost like an emblem of sorts, like in Magic, where it's like the next time this is
Yeah,
attacked,
it's
no
a
matter what,
Genesis.
right, it's a Genesis effect. So it's, even though it's getting turned off, it's not like an ongoing effect that can be disabled. The next time this site gets hit, no
Yeah,
matter what, you'll discard, which is interesting. I would have
yeah.
never thought that.
Yeah, that's actually I've been running into this with other when we were talking the Brobdingnag Bullfrog is the same way. So any Genesis ability that creates an ongoing effect, the ongoing effect becomes sort of, yeah, kind of like a token, an invisible token attached to that game object. And
Right.
so the game object getting disabled or getting shapeshifted doesn't take away. So just like with Brobdingnag Frog, if it swallows a minion and gets shapeshifted into something else, it still has that minion swallowed because that effect is a Genesis effect, so it's not actually an active or passive ability of the minion. It's an effect on the realm at this point.
It's another just
Yeah.
example of how complicated sorcery can be on its surface. It's quite
Yeah.
understandable, but it can get pretty deep. It looks
Yeah.
like
So fast.
pebbled paths
Pebbled
here.
Path. Not what he wants to see. He's got a lot of cards he can't play right now. Uh,
Yeah, he only has Earth and Fire Threshold at the moment. I'm sure he has reasons for continuing. I'm curious if there's a particular spell he was hoping to draw, because he seems to be very aggressively drawing spells as opposed to like trying to fix his mana to get rid of the, like you said, there's no disenchant. I personally don't know what he would be going for.
I think he might recognize that his best chance at winning this game is to hit the Nimbus Djinn combo. But he's going to need 2 air sights to pull that off. So yeah, I'm also unsure. I mean, maybe he wants to get. Oh, he's going Poison Nova from there.
Oh, with the
What?
spellcast, I guess that's another reason to infiltrate the spellcaster is you do get a spell.
Yeah,
Okay, so what all does that hit? Everything nearby, correct? So all of
yeah.
those. Oh, some of those frogs
Here's
must have been submerged, and I missed it. Maybe
yeah.
he
It looks like
corrected
some of them
himself.
are underwater. Yeah,
Looks like I count 4, maybe. I'm not totally certain, but certain amount, and then the other frogs that were on the surface died. Captain is still there though.
yeah,
That's brutal.
yeah. And that captain. I mean, it's only 3 damage, right? So
And you're right. If it wasn't
uh,
Deathspeaker, it'd probably feel much more of a blow. Because here he's
yeah,
probably happy to see. Okay.
yeah. I mean, the root spider, because everything's flooded, is going to be hard to do anything useful with. And the harpies he can use to kill something. There's nothing because harpies can basically eat anything that's less than 3 power when you play them.
Oh,
Um,
that all would trigger like within before the banishing. Like it Genesis,
yeah,
it teleports, it strikes, and then it vanishes. Okay.
exactly. Yeah, because the Genesis ability effectively interrupts the storyline, and so goes. The Genesis ability will fully resolve before the banishment happens. Which Deathspeaker is one of those cards that just got errated, so it doesn't say what it says anymore.
The Death Speaker.
Yeah, it's a really minor errata just designed to stop some like weird edge cases, but like technically the new way that Deathspeaker reads, I think, is something to the effect of it summons a copy of a like it first banishes the minion out of your cemetery, then summons a
Oh,
copy of it that then gets banished, and that stops like some weird infinite loop stuff that I think used to be able to happen with certain readings of Deathspeaker. I'm trying to
interesting.
remember what it was. Like if you death speakered onto a bottomless pit, the bottomless pit would kill your minion before they could get banished, and so you could kind of keep resummoning them. Whereas if your minion is a copy, then it's just a token. So when it dies, it doesn't go to your graveyard.
Yeah, there was at the time of this recording, there was just a recent errata announcement, which I'm sure we could make another video and discuss a whole nother
Oh
in-depth
yeah, oh
thing.
yeah,
But
so much. Yeah,
the Death Speaker, I didn't realize that Death Speaker got errated. I saw the Druid and a few of
yeah,
the strike abilities on Grim Guisarm, and we could probably save
yeah,
that for another time. But I do see a Nimbus Djinn in his
yeah,
hand. None others have gotten discarded from the Captain Baldessar, which I'm sure he's happy to see. But like you said, he still needs the right threshold and the right amount of mana to do that if that's what he's aiming to do.
Yeah. I wonder if he's even considering attacking. Like, he could drop a Vile Imp and then attack with his avatar to kill that Balthazar, but that's wasting your avatar's tap. So he goes for a sight. Oh, he's got to have his heart drop at that. He gets a Pebbled Path,
Another
but he's got
Pebbled
the Land
Paths.
Surveyor. Yeah. He's got the Land Surveyor, so he can effectively draw 2 more sights. And once he hits 7, he'll be able to Deathspeaker to clear the board. So he's got stabilization. Once he hits his air threshold, he's got vampires for healing. And he's right now we're at 20 life to 14. So I think Joey's thinking to himself, if I can dig for the threshold I need, if I can hit that air threshold, I might be able to stabilize this game. I mean, he's going to ultimately need to get 2 air and a second fire to be able to both Deathspeaker and then Nimbus Djinn later. But either of those, a single air or a single fire, would really change the game. Is he going to play the Earth before playing the Surveyor? Wild.
Looks like he's playing the other Pebbled
play.
Paths over in the corner.
Yeah, he must have an idea.
That is very interesting, like you said, because if he just cast the Land Surveyor here, got a threshold that he prefers, and then cast that instead, it may help him out. But he decides to do it in the other order and plays it second. So he'll get a Genesis and get to draw another.
He's changing the order. Yeah, look at this. He's saying, "Can I change the order?"
Oh, I mean, you can imagine it's day 3 of this event. Technically, he's probably tired.
So
he's like so many thoughts going through his head. He's like, "Can I play this first? Take that back."
Yeah.
All right, so they've let him do it.
Yep.
Did you catch the sight? I didn't. It looked like a fire sight, but I can't
like
quite.
A desert, yeah.
Okay.
So he still plays the Pebbled Path. I'm surprised by that. Maybe he's hoping to shut down because Ruler of Thule, Pebbled Path won't stop it because
Correct.
You know, when they declare their move and attack, they still have charge, and then when they arrive on the other side of the realm, they'll lose charge, but it's too late at that point, and they get to finish their attack.
Right. Especially coming in from the other side of the realm.
Yeah. This is interesting.
All right, thinking of where to play a Vile Imp.
Yeah. Yeah, he's got a lot. He's got a lot of cards, and just deciding how to play them right. It's especially with all the matches played. He's gonna ping the Balthazar, I think he said, which isn't enough to kill him.
Interesting. Okay. So just getting another minion on the board.
Yeah, he's just. I think he knows he needs to delay the game. So, Undertow gets used, or Maelstrom. So that just pulled all the minions one step.
Yep, and pulling the Harpies forward as well, since he casted that on the previous turn.
Yeah. Yeah, great use of Maelstrom there.
Yeah, if you're playing a water deck, it's a very fun card. The amount of different scenarios you can pull off, and then also if they have enough sites on the field, you can kind of choose which direction they get pulled. So you could pull up or down or left and right, like adjacent toward as long as it's still going toward the Maelstrom. Sunny gets to decide how they get pulled. In this case, there's just a single lane. All right, attack again with Captain.
There goes his ring.
Oh,
is he gonna double ring? He's gonna double ring.
Oh my goodness! A second ring of Morrigan.
And a vampire.
Oh my gosh!
That is rough.
So just maximum value out of the Captain Baldassar here. This is a lot of times with Captain, at least in my experience, and I've seen other people play, is it immediately gets shot down immediately because it's just such a threat. But it's gotten in, I think, for what, 4 triggers at this point, and Despite getting things in
And
the grave against a Deathspeaker, it's just a lot.
he had ways to kill it last turn. I think maybe he's flustered a little, perhaps, or just considering trying to hold on to options. But he's still got the summoning sphere. If he can get the Nimbus Djinn combo off, he could still win this game shockingly fast. Um, but he could have played the desert to the left of the Valley of Delight to hit
Yeah.
Balthazar for one, and then drop the Biolim and killed Balthazar.
As a
But I think
noob
he probably,
myself, that's probably what I would have done. I just like get rid of the
yeah.
Balthasar as soon as possible.
It also seems like maybe he thought he was going to have blocker. He was going to be able to block Balthazar to kill him, but the Maelstrom allowed uh, allowed Sunny to pull the minions out of position.
And it looks like he was rereading the card there, so I think you might be right. He may not have considered that he wouldn't be able to
Yeah.
block there. All right, so Sunny moving a bunch of stuff up. Looks like submerged frogs.
Yeah. Yeah, double ring. Oh
Oh
man.
my goodness. That's wild. So plays the ring, which triggers the other ring. Killing. Land Surveyor, is that a 2 power? 1 power.
The
Okay, so
Lancer
never
is
mind.
one power.
It gets pinged. Okay.
Yeah.
And then attacking the site with harpies.
Yeah. And, oh yeah, and then he played the vampire to do a double ping to clear the Violem. Then
Oh, I was
tried to
curious where that
harpies.
extra ping came from. Nice.
Yeah, he's got 2 rings now and a vampire.
Oh boy.
Plays the vampire back to just sort of keep it safe. And this is why you got to run disenchant or dispel at this point. Like, I one thing I think is just, and this will change with Gothic, and I think things like swap help deal with this, but there are so many artifacts that really run the game right now, and same with some really powerful auras like Atlantean Fate, where like when Atlantean Fate shuts you down like this, you're in a world of hurt, and so I think having an answer to that is so important.
Definitely.
I wonder if he'll do the desert violin thing now. Yeah, looks like it.
Yep. Looks to be the case. Site comes
Oh no,
down.
he can Deathspeaker now. This is what he's been building up to all game. Okay, here we go. He cast the Deathspeaker from his cemetery for 7. He hit the 2 fire threshold, clears every minion on the surface. And is it in the whole game? Is it not bound by region? I think it might not be.
I think it's the whole region. So I think everything submerged
Kill,
also gets hit.
yeah, kill all other minions. So it does not care about region. It's a big play, but double ring. I don't know about you.
Like you
Now,
said, a disenchant would be
yeah,
pretty juicy here.
yeah, yeah. Berries. He's running berries, so if the Spellslinger left water, he could bury rings, but
I would be surprised if Sunny puts
yeah,
himself in a position to get off of water.
I would be too.
But you're right. Yeah, otherwise berries are kind of just dead cards, unfortunately, in this matchup.
But I think he's got a good track at this point. The game, he's stabilized. He'll be taking probably 2 to 4 points of damage a turn from the rings, but he needs 8 cards in hand and 2 air sites, and he can still win this game. That's a big ask, but if he can draw into, and he's got land surveyors in his graveyard, land surveyors in his hand, so he's got ways to try and get his 2 air, and then he can drop the Nimbus Djinn and do 21 damage in 1 turn. He's playing a self same and copying nothing.
Yeah, so the second case where we've seen like Lady of the Lake get cast and not bring anything
Yeah,
back, and then Self Same just cast in as itself for
yeah,
0. It's a 0 power minion at that point, right? It's just a guy.
yeah. But that's 4 damage to Joey from casting 2 spells, right?
That makes more sense. Yes.
So,
Just playing anything he
and
can to ping
yeah,
him. Yep.
and now he's 2 spell, so he'll draw a spell next turn, and if he can play both spells, Joey's on death's door, and there's not really a way. It's hard to survive on death's door when your opponent's got a ring.
Joey deciding what to draw here.
Sorting his discard pile a little to help him see his options. It's a hard position to be in. It's incredible to see this Spellslinger deck, pop off so much. He hasn't played any of the big bombs that you expect from a deck like this, but that Balthazar did so much work. So I guess Balthazar kind of turned out to be a bomb this game.
Definitely.
So he decides to go for a sight, and he gets an air threshold. That's his hope. So now he could drop a vampire, but is he ever going to be able to heal with it before he dies?
And it looks like Sunny just has a single spell in hand, so yeah, if he was able to
Yeah,
get the vampire down and it survives, it still may get pinged a bunch, but there's only one spell. So if he drew a
but
second
Sunny
spell, I
can
guess
draw
that
a
would be
card.
4.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's used all his mixes now, so he's only got 6 mana per turn on his turn if he draws a spell, because he's got 1 from the core plus 5 sights. Yeah, drops the ruins.
All right, so now we've got some threshold.
Yeah, the threshold he's been looking for. Some blockers. Yeah, and he drops the vampire. I think he was considering not even playing her just to keep cards in hand for the effect, but I'm
Do you
sure
think he
he's
played the
feeling.
vampire in the position he did in hopes that he'll be able to swing in and hit the avatar to gain some life on the following turn? Like, I feel like I would have played it as far
Yeah.
away as possible to not let it get pinged to death. But I suppose even if he
Oh,
moved it in,
mesmerism.
oh my
Door.
goodness,
Oh,
oh
that
my,
hurts.
ah, that is
Yeah.
not what
It was,
Joey was hoping for.
yeah. And it looks like he probably just drew that mesmerism. So,
Yeah, the
yeah,
top
writing's on the
deck.
wall now.
To top deck the vampire that he's been holding all game, trying to finally gets it on the field. It might just be a little too late, and then it's taken, unfortunately. So turn is
Yeah.
passed. Joey's now on door.
He does get to cast his stuff for free now out of his cemetery. He gets to cast a spell for free using Deathspeaker's ability because he's on death's door. But yeah, it looks rough, and there's not much. I think to go back to your question about the vampire placement, my guess is he was thinking that if Spellslinger was going to try and swing to deal 1 damage, right? So Spellslinger could have only played 1 spell. He could have swung for 1 and done 2 with the ring. But
That makes
if he
sense.
swings, then the vampire could have blocked and gotten that healing in. He
Okay,
gets a
using the
lion, great
apprentice
card, but
wizard gets a lion.
I think he's resigning. Yep, there it is. Good game.
Wow.
Well
And the
played.
Spellslinger takes
The
round
spell
1 of the
slinger.
top 8, day 3 of SCG Con Las Vegas. This was
And
so
that means he gets the rainbow foil spell. You got to make top 4 to get a rainbow foil. So the first ever rainbow foil of a Spellslinger avatar is now coming his way. Yeah, and great job to Joey too. Like that was he could not have had a harder draw. Like that was a really rough draw game, and he still played it really well. And saw the route his shot at a victory and played towards that, even though he was on the back foot the whole time, just with some hard draws and that Atlantean fate really shutting him down early.
So congratulations to both players for getting top 8. And thank you again, Portland Stu, for joining me and commentating. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Well, thanks for having me. It was fun. I'm anytime. I love watching Sorcery. It's such an exciting game.
I didn't get to see the whole thing physically, but I was very, very excited and happy that I was able to record it and that they let me record it. So thanks again to everyone who let me record their matches. I mostly recorded myself, but also, I recorded my opponents as well, who no one said no to me throughout the entire weekend for like, hey, do you mind if I record this? Everyone was really excited, really, really supportive. And so big shout out to the Sorcery community just for being cool with that. You could absolutely say no thank you if you don't want, but it's very appreciated that everyone's just excited to share the game and to allow people to record it. And just want to give a big thanks to everyone at SCGCon Vegas for being really cool.
Yeah, what an awesome event. And yeah, thanks for having me on the stream. And I'm sure we'll talk again soon. I'm excited to seeing you for Gothic release weekend next weekend.
Heck yeah, brother. I'll be there. And we'll also see you at SCGCon Portland, right?
Oh yeah, I'll be at SCGCon Portland and hopefully be able to make it out to some larger event. I figure I'll manage to travel for one Sorcery event next year, so I'm just waiting for some more announcements to pick which one to use my PTO on.
All right, brother. I'll see you next week at the Gothic release, and thanks again for being on. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you. Have a great evening.
Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you look forward to the full Las Vegas recap video coming real soon. Please subscribe if you haven't. Thank you. Bye.